Hey, good day. It's Tourism Tim here with another exciting episode of Tourism Marketing TV. And today we continue with Dave Wiggins with Widness and Wiggins PR. Did I get it right or I transpose it?
No,
Yes.
that was right.
All right, cool. And this is the part one of the PR primers for tourism professionals. Our goal is to help you understand PR, improve your PR so that you can improve your marketing efforts and at the end of the day, sell more travel and increase your arrivals and economic development if you're a destination. So we gave a little bit of an intro and overview last time. If you haven't seen that, you should go check it out at travelbusinesssuccess.com. The first of the primers that we're going to talk about is contact, and specifically in the contact element is defining the audience, building a media database, and building the right relationship. So without further ado, Dave, I'm going to turn it over to you and jump right in.
Great. Well, again, let's roll up our sleeves and really get to work on this. For starters, without a media contact database, really you've got nothing. So you got to start by an audience, building an audience. It takes years and years and years to do it, but there's certain things that you can really jumpstart it, and organically you can get it going without a ton of money and expense, just a lot of your time and effort. The first place I recommend people go to are the publications you like to read, that you think your consumers or your customers are reading. And for instance, National Geographic Traveler.
Excellent.
It's a wonderful magazine. It really speaks to our constituency and market. And inside is what they call a masthead. And this one is deep inside, several pages in, so you got to look for it. But it'll tell you who all the editors are. It won't give you necessarily email addresses, but at least you've got names, and that's a start. You can go to the website of that magazine, and a lot of times they will have the email addresses. Certainly newspapers do, in most cases. You can also Google them. You can go to LinkedIn. There's a number of contact relationship programs and sites you can use to try to get those names and addresses. And really you're looking for the full name, correct spelling, and you're looking for their email address. A phone number is a bonus. And that's one way you can go. And when you build your database and you want to get your message out, if this is your first time you're doing it, focus on local first. Your state, your city, your county, regional newspapers. They're more likely to give you the most immediate coverage. And once you've got some coverage there, it's sort of a way you can take that and really build upon it and use links back to that when you're pitching other national publications.
Dave, and sorry to interrupt you, it brings up a good question. So you're doing this research, and those are excellent places to start gathering names. How many names or contacts should someone start off with, in order to kind of get the ball rolling?
Yeah. Well, it like I said, it may take you 20 years or a lifetime. My database that we work off of, Sarah and myself, is about 6,000 names. There's more people that write about travel or list themselves as travel writers. But we found that the 6,000 that we've developed are really the key contacts. We're constantly working them, updating them. But it's important also to try to ask permission. When you do have a name and address and you're doing your first pitch, it's not a bad idea to just say, hey, I'm new at this. I have some great information to get out to you. I have a wonderful story to tell. Do I have your permission to send you information? And it's an opt-in list, and that's going to really be much better than cold emailing people that don't know you. So maybe that's the first step that I need to mention. Try to make everyone on your list and opt in. Now, it's really not the quantity of people in your list, it's the quality of them. And if you can start out with 100 or 200 quality names, that's a good start. That's a very good start the first year. The following year, it'll be viral. You start building it more and more. There's ways to jumpstart that, but then we get into perhaps spending some money. And so, the key also in your list building is to try to segment them. That if you offer a variety of different things like family travel, you offer perhaps handicapped travel, or you offer solo travel, to try to segment your list so that you don't send your release on your family travel to everyone else who may not be interested in family travel.
Yeah.
So if your list gets big enough, you really need to take notes and segment it in that way.
That's a good point. I'm glad you brought up the qualitative issue, because and also knowing that those editors, not only the publication but a lot of the individual writers, often knowing what types of stuff they write on, and it's about and knowing the people and developing the relationships. And I would say that's one of the things that, just to kind of put a little plug in for you and other professional PR people, is that over the years you have not only the quantity but the quality. You actually have relationships with these people. That's why you're a part of the Society of American Travel Writers and all these different groups that you're a part of, because you've got relationships with these people. And so when you pick up the phone or you send an email, it tends to get a little more attention. And I think that can make the difference between you having a shot or very little shot.
Yeah. That's you really hit the nail on the head, Tim. That it's the relationship that you want to build. Once you have your contact database set and you start sending them information, you perhaps give them a call once a month. You try to really take good notes and keep those notes so that the next time you call, you can recall that conversation you had in the past. Follow writers. If you like an article that you're reading, note who wrote it and try to get their contact information. Send them an email saying, "I love what you wrote. Can I add you to my databases? I think what we have to offer is right in your camp." So, yes, the relationships and the quality of the list go hand in hand. So you really want to do that. And for those that want to jumpstart their list building, the Society of American Travel Writers makes their directory available. And I got a copy of it right here. You can buy it a hard copy, or you can buy it by a disc, or I'm not sure if they offer it. I think they offer it in an Excel spreadsheet as well. I'm not sure how much it costs. $200 comes to mind, but it's really a good list of some of the leading editors and travel writers in North America that write about both domestic travel and international travel. So that's a good list to work. Again, you want to make sure they opt in by just sending them an email very first. The International Travel Writers Association, ITWA, is another one that has access and lists. The International Food, Wine, and Travel Writers Association is another one. And you can go to your library, and a lot of times they'll have these directories. So if you want to take your laptop to the library and maybe copy down names that way and not pay for it, that's another way you can go, but count on spending a week in the library. The best way to contact your database is by email. Now keep in mind, more and more people are getting their email on their phones and their iPads and their iPhones. So make sure your email has a very succinct topic and subject line that's going to grab them. The first line of your email should, support that and really give them it's an elevator pitch, but even shorter than an elevator ride. In 2 or 3 sentences, you got to be able to say what it is and why they should be interested in it. And then they'll read on, or they'll delete it or save it for later.
I have a question about methodology. Now, would you send the full press release within the body of that? Would you send it as an attachment, or do you, through email, just do a summary? And then what about images?
Good questions. Currently, the way we're doing it, the way we have been doing it forever, is we will send out an email press release to that writer. We're considering sending just partial, like the first paragraph of the release and the title and the topic, and then linking it, then providing a online link to the whole release on our website. That's probably the way we're going because of the limited bandwidth of some of these phones and what people are going to be able to view.
That's a good idea.
But you certainly want to not send an email with an attachment. That's really the kiss of death. A lot of spam filters will kick out anything with attachments if you're really set them high. A lot of people are afraid of attachments because viruses. So attachments we shy away from. If they want more information, we give them a link. That sort of thing.
Dave, we're gonna need to jump into this section about traditional print media versus digital or social media and contacts and outlets there. What are your recommendations?
Yeah, traditional media such as magazines, newspapers, count on longer lead times. They're going to want information now in the summer. Here it is, July, early part of July. They're looking for holiday stories. They're looking for winter stories. But then again, traditional magazines, newspapers is your best chance for a home run. If you get an article in New York Times, that's gold. The new social media outlets, much quicker lead times. There's more and more of them cropping up, more and more travel websites, bloggers, tons of opportunities. Your message goes viral. It stays on there forever. It creates links back to your site, which creates SEO juice for your website. Stuff can come up in search listings. You don't want to ignore the social and the new media, digital media that's out there. But again, it's they're looking for stuff next month. So if you'll have more success in promoting short lead time news for them. Real quick on building, I just wanted to give a couple more ways you can grassroots add to your database. Follow blogs and bloggers. Follow them. Blog yourself. Get them on your list. Twitter. Get on Twitter. Follow others. Ask to be followed. Travel writers, editors, they're all on Twitter. Tourism boards. They have media databases, and if you're bringing tourism to your local community, they'll help you out with contacts there. LinkedIn is another good networking site. And last but not least, you can spend $3,000-$4,000 a year and subscribe to media databases such as My Media Info, Cision, Vocus. Those are the three leading ones that are out there, but they're big dollars.
Yeah.
They do provide you a very deep database.
Anything to wrap up real quick on this segment, or words of encouragement on building your database and kind of making those first pitches?
Well, we did have a client where we went the route of traditional media. We did the press trips. We got them in front of editors on press visits. But really the most effective thing this year for them was really going into a blogger mode and listing on their website the top 100 travel bloggers in America. And that went viral. On each of those blogs, they blogged about it. And then they chose the top 10, and then from that top 10, they gave one of them a free trip.
Wow.
The very top one. And they got so much SEO juice and blogging juice and viral mentions that you can't ignore the power of the internet and the digital world. So
yeah, I love guerrilla marketing and being outrageous, and so that is a great example. Dave, I really appreciate your time. The next part in this three-part series will be on pitching and how important that is. And so stay tuned for that. And this is Tourism Tim and Mr. Dave Wiggins signing off. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ken.
Take care.